also go to citynewsroom.com. The dailies are still on holiday, so let's get right into that. You want to start with
okay,
stories?
So the first story reads, Ada salt miners vow to resist electrochem ejection. Moving on to other trending stories. Withdraw eviction notice served Ada salt miners environmental group to assembly. Also, we have tax analyst applauds government for introducing vehicle income tax. Fund Upper East Airport project. Bonabonto urges government mining companies. And also we have some 66 artillery regiment in Ho, 66 artillery regiment in Ho reaffirms commitment to uphold peace ahead of 2024 polls.
All right. The 31st December revolution. Let's work together to reclaim power. NDC speaking to the supporters. We have here Mahama promises Muslims additional Eid holiday if he wins 2024 polls. We have gigantic billboards flat town ahead of 31st watch night services. And we have used 2024 polls to help shape a brighter future for Ghanaians, NDC to Ghanaians. And there's a story that I think we want to delve in a little bit into. Groom young people to replace experienced MPs as SEPA to political parties. Jiva, you want to take a look at that one?
Right. So just a moment as I get the story from the City newsroom. Yeah. So the details of the story reads, the Executive Director of the African Center of Parliamentary Affairs, that's ASEPA, Dr. Rashid Ruman, has urged political parties to adopt deliberate grooming strategies to adequately replace experienced members of parliament. Some senior majority members of parliament, including the majority leader, Osaiche Mensah-Bonsu, have signaled that they will not be seeking re-election in the next parliamentary elections in 2024. Their decisions have raised concerns about creating a deficit of experienced legislators. In an interview with Citi News, Dr. Rashid Ruman called on political parties to develop a deliberate strategy to phase out MPs. In Norway, the party have academics. They prepare young people. They have a way of preparing young people to go to parliament. In that system, you can have a lot of young people in parliament with people who are already prepared, people who have gained some experience through the preparations and support that they have had from parties. In our system, I don't know if there's any school or academic where a candidate who is preparing to go to parliament is taking through some kind of skill training and preparations. You wake up and if there's a mad rush, everybody wants to go to parliament without any experience. And then you have these experienced hands leaving, then it creates a big void. Also, he says that, it says, Dr. Druman also bemoaned the impact of the exit of some experienced MPs on the business of Parliament. The work of Parliament, legislative work, is not for the faint-hearted. I mean, it's not for everyone. You get to experience by doing, and you learn by doing. People become very important assets, both for parties, Parliament, and the country. I would have hoped that there has been some cause in the past for some seats to be protected. I would have hoped that the parties in Parliament would have found a way to at least ensure that through some internal negotiations and agreements, some seats will be protected, the executive director of ASEPA said. Among the noteworthy MPs opting not to seek re-election are prominent figures such as Majority Leader Osaiche Mensah-Bonsu, First Deputy Speaker Joe Osei Owusu, Atachia, Joe Gate, and Ken Ejapong. Their decision undoubtedly leaves a void in the party's leadership and parliamentary representation. Other MPs who have decided to step down include Dan Botre, Kwesia Mwako Atta, Dr. Kweko Efriye, and Emmanuel Mafu. Additionally, Benito Owusu-Bayo, Carlos Ahenkora, Nana Kwesi Ejay Boateng, William Oreku Edo, Johnson Edu, Francis Menu Adabo, Suleiman Sanid, Kojo Kum, and Francis Oteng are among these opting not to seek re-election. The reasons behind their decision remain unclear, with speculation ranging from potential retirements from politics to pursuing alternative professional opportunities or taking a break from the demanding nature of parliamentary life. So that's the detail of the story as we have from the Citi newsroom.
Yeah, that's quite serious.
I tell you.
A lot of people are bowing out. But I wonder what's happened to our youth parliaments, because we have something like that, right? Youth parliaments in different parts of the country, in different regions and all that. So what's the purpose and the point of the youth parliament, and where is the connection between that and parliament itself? Do you see? Because for me, I think that if we're able to, this whole idea of grooming young people for parliament, it's a great idea, right? But I think we already have youth parliaments existing, and so how do we bridge that?
So I feel like most times when you go to the tertiary institutions, we have the TESCON, we have TAIN, and these people take leadership roles in active politics. I mean, in what's the name, tertiary institutions. So I feel like the urge to want to continue after being done with a 4-year study in university should also be looked at, because if these people just do it for being in tertiary sake, or for wanting to be in certain positions during their 4-year period in school, and after that they don't pursue it, that's where we have a problem. But should they pursue these careers or these political urges after school and then go into active politics? We'll have a lot of youth being in politics, and then rather than, it's a lot. It's a whole lot.
Anyway, that's an interesting one. We should keep looking out for that. Of course, 2024 is an election year.
And
exactly. This is the first day of that election year, and guess what? A lot of things are going to be happening this year that we'll be bringing to you right here on Citi TV. I think we should take a look at some entertainment stories that happened over the year. We have a story here on Ghana Weekend. And it says a year in review, 10 Ghanaian artists who released stunningly produced songs in 2023. The story by Regan Menz. It goes on here to say, 2023 brought forth some impressive improvements in the craft of most Ghanaian artists, especially in the production of their songs. The year was marked by great hits from Black Sherif, King Promise, Olive the Boy, Shatarako, Kwame Eugene, Mr. Drew, Stoneboy, and Sefa. However, this article will focus on 10 Ghanaian artists who released technically stunningly produced songs in 2023. Shortlist is not based on streaming numbers, but on their sheer technical brilliance. Below is a list of the 10 Ghanaian artists in no particular order. So the first one is Sika by Shatarako. And the second one, there is Monica by Kwame Eugene. And the story goes with a bit of details there. The third one there is Terminator by King Promise. We also have Kweku Anansi Remix, Amrado. And we have Akwaba My Darling. We have Abiana, African High Life. We have Adina and featuring Kofi Kinata, Party. We also have Promised Land by Joseph Matthew, and Stoneboy featuring Angelique Kidjo, Manoji. Then we have Perez Music, Kafo. Right, so that's the story they're giving us, some 10 songs that technically are exceptional, and so I think it's interesting. I actually am quite impressed with the Ghanaian music scene.
Of course.
For me, I think it was not just 2023, but 2022, 2023 really has shown a different level, in our prowess as musicians.
And I like the fact that in the last year, that's 2023, like you rightly said, and 2022, Ghanaians have accepted our music, and we jump to it so much so that we don't need the Nigerian vibe to, do you understand, to enjoy music and parties. Look at the sing-a-thon that just happened. Before Santua was able to promote Ghanaian music, and then she sang Ghanaian music from Monday to Thursday. Whereas maybe if you had gone to the club, you'd be listening to Nigerian songs. So kudos to all the musicians out there who are putting Ghana on the map.
Yeah. So I think worthy of note is definitely what you just mentioned, the Singathon.
Right.
That was a nice highlight from last year,
right.
As well. I just think that the music scene is looking good.
Of course, it is.
And then, of course, we have in December our own situation outdoor party, which was a massive blowout. Fantastic event by all standards. The images are just gorgeous to look at, And then, of course, the December with the descending in December on the Ghanaian populace of the diaspora. Everybody coming to town. And I've seen on their Instagram handles and their TikTok handles. You should see the footage. I was like, this person is using Ghana. This one is in Ghana. This one is in Ghana. I'm like, wow.
Ghana has now become the Christmas destination.
It's amazing.
If you ask me, because
it has.
Year in and year out, like the turnout or the number of people that come in here,
and it's only going to
is
become
mind-blowing.
More. So you see, they're even having conversations on talk shows in the UK and in the US, talking about where are you going this December?
Tourism,
are you heading to Ghana this December?
Yes, that's a good one.
I mean, I'm like,
that's a good
wow.
one. That's a good one.
It's a blessing.
Yes.
We should figure out how to cash in on it and make it an even bigger and better experience for people coming.
Right.
You see, because again, if the experience is great,
they'll keep
they
coming.
will come back and come with more people.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so, yeah. Well,
and I haven't heard anybody give any negative reviews.
No, so far it's been good.
It's been
It's been good.
It's been great.
So I heard some ladies chatting on a talk show, on YouTube, and they said that the ladies were saying, one lady said to another who was saying that she's definitely coming to Ghana this December. And then the lady said, listen, I can bet on it. If you want me to, I can bet on it that you will have a fantastic time. Because I have been twice, and I can bet you will have a fantastic time.
I love it for us. I so do.
Yeah.
I so do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, don't go anywhere. Sports is next. All right, now on the sporting front, we have some news from the AFCON 2023. Now, the Ghana coach, Chris Hughton, will face the media today to announce his final squad for the African Cup of Nations Côte d'Ivoire 2023 tournament. Now, the media event will take place at the Alisa Hotel at 11 a.m. Now, the press management, which will be streamed, press engagement, which will be streamed on all official pages of the Ghana Football Association, Facebook, YouTube, and the Ghana Football app, aims to give Chris Hughton opportunity to engage the sports media ahead of the tournament scheduled for Côte d'Ivoire from Saturday, the January 13th to Sunday, February 11th, 2024. Now, Ghana will play Namibia in an international friendly at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium on Monday, the 8th of January 2024, as part of the build-up to the tournament in Côte d'Ivoire. Now, Premier League on City. League champions Manchester City beat Sheffield United 2-0 at the Etihad in their final match of 2023 on Saturday. Now, Rodri and Julian Alvarez scored either side of halftime to give Pep Guardiola's men a winning end to the year. Now, the win gives Manchester City 40 points, 2 behind Liverpool. Chelsea added to their win over Crystal Palace with a 3-2 victory at Luton Town. Seems Chelsea has found winning ways. Cole Palmer and Noni Madueke got the goals for Chelsea, but Ross Barkley and Elijah Adebayo scored for Luton to make it a tense finish. Right now, Manchester United's 2023 ended in a disappointing fashion as they lost 2-1 to Nottingham Forest at the City ground. Now, Nicolas Dominguez opened the scoring, but Marcus Rashford leveled. However, Forest got back to the lead, into the lead through Morgan Gibbs-White and that eventually settled the game for Forest as they beat the Red Devils for the first time since 1994. Yeah, 30 years ago. Imagine that. Arsenal were 2-1 losers at Fulham on Sunday in their last match of the year, of the 2023 calendar year. Now the Gunners took the lead through Bukayo Saka after 5 minutes, but the home side fought back to win via goals from Raul Jimenez and Bobby de Cordova Raid either side of halftime. Now the loss left Arsenal in 4th place on 40 points. Now Liverpool will face Newcastle at Anfield later today in the first Premier League match of the year. And so that's where we come to the end of sports. Now let me ask you, Jiva. So remember last week we were having a conversation about Ghana preparing for the AFCON, and they had gone to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
You know they moved, right? They
Yeah.
moved them. They brought them. I think they're going to be camping in Kumasi.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, that makes sense. You know, and I don't know whether people have been giving them pressure or what for the decision about the Johannesburg, but it's a good idea that they came back. Because
Of course, they
honestly,
have to.
forget the money side of it. I mean, the money side of it is one thing, right? Because you spend a lot of money taking everybody out there. But honestly, the climate as well, right? Harmattan is a West African phenomenon. Harmattan doesn't exist in South Africa.
I think as
They go for
footballers,
10
they should be
days.
used to. They should be used to traveling around the world and experiencing the different kinds of
but you see, but it's
climate
dangerous
change.
to put your players. Look, do you know that all the other teams are coming to camp in West Africa?
Oh,
Then you are going to South Africa.
I know. I can imagine
You
that.
don't want to compromise your
I
players'
can,
conditioning.
Yes, yes, I can imagine that. I think it's good they are back home.
Yeah.
And
You know,
like you
do
said,
better preparation.
the money
The
parts.
climate is similar here and all that. That's what the money part.
It gets to save
And
us
will save
some
dollars,
cedis and
yeah.
some dollars.
Yeah.